Banner ads are how we make money with our radio station websites. Today, we're talking about creating banner ads for your clients that get results.
This is Better Radio Websites, the podcast for radio professionals who want to see their website generate more traffic and revenue. Each week, your host, Jim Sherwood, and his special guests give you time-tested tips and secret tricks to ensure your radio station dominates digital in your market. Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim. Welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. We appreciate you tuning in this week. Banner ads, they are everywhere. Why? Well, because they're affordable, they're measurable, and they're really an effective way to increase brand awareness for the companies that use them. For radio stations wanting to make online revenue, they are essential because we drive traffic to our websites from on air and over social media to increase the likelihood that one of those visitors are going to click on one of the banner ads that we have received money from our advertisers to be there. All right, so generating website traffic, that's a key step. But another is creating banner ads that actually generate clicks, get those eyeballs on them, and that they compel our visitors to actually click on them to go wherever our advertisers want them to go. So we must create the most clickable banner ads as possible. Now, before we jump into tips on designing these effective banner ads, now's a good time to mention that your sales team must have a digital inventory list. And we've covered this in previous posts and podcasts before, but essentially a digital inventory list lists out every ad space, sponsorship, or advertising opportunity on your station website. And it should also cover things like podcast, social media posts, YouTube videos, live videos of any kind, that sort of thing. Everything digital is really included on this digital inventory list. And once you have this, it's much easier for the sales team to actually know what you have available to sell online. Because if they don't know about it, they're not going to go after it and get it sold. If one position on your website is full, well, then perhaps another location or opportunity would be better for their clients. So that's why a digital inventory list is so important. All right, number one in our steps to create effective banner ads that get results is to use the most effective standard banner ad sizes. Depending on the message that your client is trying to convey, it may be best to choose one size over another. A message may not properly fit on just one size. Now, according to Google AdSense, the most standard banner ad sizes are 728 by 90, which is called a leaderboard, 300 by 600, which is called a half page, 300 by 250, which is called a medium rectangle, and a 336 by 280, which is called a large rectangle. Just be sure to be consistent with your sizing, because if you rotate multiple ads in one position on your station website and one of those ads is improperly sized, then the fact that that ad is improperly sized is really going to overshadow the message within the ad, because as it rotates in and out, the content around it will shift suddenly up or down. And that is really, really distracting. All right. Number two is to keep it simple, the message that you're trying to convey. Keep content and visuals simple and easy to consume quickly. Remember that viewers are probably only going to glance at a web banner ad for only a second because nobody likes ads. So you want to do all that you can to make them stand out. Now, placing the client logo in the middle, yeah, that's simple, but it's not effective. All right, logos by themselves provide no reason to click. And it really doesn't help in their brand recognition all that much either, because you're not promoting any reason for the visitor to remember that logo. All right. So you want to attach some sort of message along with that. Number three is to maintain design hierarchy. Effective banner ads are built to create brand awareness and to drive traffic to the client's website. Now, getting the proper message across relies on the right balance of three basic components. Of course, this company logo has to be on the banner ad. That's going to build brand awareness. It should be visually dominant. Of course, it should not overpower the next two things in this components list. And number two is the value proposition. The value proposition showcases the service or product that the client provides, and it calls attention to itself with an attractive offer or price. Think like 50% off or limited time offer, that sort of thing. This should take up the most space in your ad and be the first thing that viewers' eyes see. And then there's the call to action. The call to action, or CTA, is the text or button that invites users to click. Phrases like learn more, get started, and order now are some examples of this, but try to be more creative than this. Make them more personal to the client, like, schedule a test drive now, start your vacation now, or the show me what's in it for me type message. Make it a clear focal point of the ad that you're creating. All right, number 4 is make all text instantly readable. We've seen so many banner ads have a great message, but the message is so hard to read because of the font choice, or the text is too small, or the text is blurry. All right, all copy on the banner ad should be about 4 lines, hopefully less. Remember that your ad will only receive a quick glance, so make your headline and your body copy different sizes. When all the copy is the same size, well, it's going to be perceived as taking longer to read. All right, so make your value proposition larger than the details so that it grabs attention, and then it forces the viewer to kind of stay a little bit longer to read more if there is more within the ad. And as I mentioned, cursive and script fonts that are hard to read, extremely thin font weights, and even font sizes smaller than 10 points or 10 pixels, unless you have like a disclaimer down at the bottom, like member FDIC or something like that, that's okay. But otherwise, those very, very small fonts should be avoided. And especially those cursive and script fonts, they are so hard to read right off the bat as you're scanning down a page. All right, number 5 is instill a sense of urgency. All right, put your commercial skills to work here. Bring a sense of visual urgency to the text by using contrasting, bold colors. I mean, banner ads are not really meant to be subtle, but do keep in mind that the value proposition and the call to action that you use in your commercial spot may or may not work exactly within a banner ad. So you may want to massage that accordingly. You still want to instill a kind of a fear of missing out, or FOMO, in your copy as well, because it's all about that sense of urgency and bringing it to that call to action. All right, number 6 is be consistent with the client's brand when you're creating these ads. Remember that the client's banner ads will link to their website most likely. All right, so the banner ads should match the branding and the colors of the text and the landing page that you're going to, so that potential customers do not get confused. So if the ad is a big red ad and the client's logo is red, but when they click over and the client's logo is blue, that's going to bring about, oh, wait a minute, did I click on the right thing? And then they're going to get confused, and it's not going to be a good situation for the client. All right, number 7 is use relevant images when needed. Finding the perfect image for such a small space, it takes time, it takes effort, and it can be daunting sometimes. Sometimes finding the right image will be the longest part of creating a banner ad. Be sure that you choose relevant graphics and photos to enhance the client's message and that they're directly related to the product or service. You wouldn't want a picture of some guy on a tractor for an ice cream stand or something like that. Pick the appropriate images, because if you are using stock images that are clearly stock images, and you know the ones I'm talking about, they will not help your client at all. All right, remember that it's not always necessary to use images in banner ads. Effective copy and using nice typography and brand colors, they can create equally effective results. So don't feel that you have to use stock images in your banner ads. But be sure, if you do use stock images, that they are legally obtained stock images, because nothing will get either you and your client in trouble faster than using images off of a Google search, for example. All right, number 8 is use appropriate colors in your design. Color will be one of the first things that a user notices, and every color has a different association. It's important to consider the emotion that you want to invoke in your banner ad. In most cases, you'll be taking colors from the client's website or the logo, as we mentioned before. However, if they're having a specific event, sale, or promotion, it might be better to use a contrasting color that invokes some sort of emotion. Creatoppy.com has a great read on how color can affect a viewer's emotion and perception of the brand, and there's a link to that in the show notes. All right, number 9 is using animation. Animated banner ads usually outperform static banner ads, and they can be ineffective in a website banner ad design, but you must ensure that they don't distract from the message of your ad. Don't use animation just for the sake of using animation. Studies show that it's best to use simple animations lasting no more than 5 to 10 seconds, and make sure that they do not loop more than 3 times. Make the last frame of your animation the call to action, so when it does stop after that 3rd time, it stops on the action that you want them to take. That actually works better than having the animation go over and over and over again, where your clear call to action may go out of frame for a certain amount of time. And number 10, wrapping up, use the correct file formats and keep your banners small. It's most likely that you're going to be creating your banner ads in either JPEG, PNG, GIF, or HTML5. JPEG is the most widely used format for static banner ads. PNG files will work also, but typically they should be reserved for transparency. Be sure that you weigh the file sizes in each of these, because in our experience, PNG files are typically 3 to 5 times larger in file size than JPEGs. All right, now GIFs are popular for animation as well as HTML5. If you've never worked in HTML5, basically what you're doing is you're creating a small web animation, and inside of that HTML5 file, you have different elements that move to and from. They can be different animations, buttons, or even forms inside of ads as well. And you need a specific software to create those. Now, when it comes to file size, as we've said many, many times, smaller the better. Under 150 KB is what Google AdWords suggests. I'd like to keep my banner ads below 50 KB if at all possible. Your ads must load fast on the page before viewers can scroll down and possibly miss them. And if you have a lot of banner ads on your radio station website, then the overall total size of that page is going to affect how your page loads. So you want to keep either banner ads to a minimum, or you want to keep their sizes to a minimum. It's best to keep your sizes to a minimum so you can fit more ads on a page. So there you have it. Those are our banner ad guidelines that we tell our clients about, but really it takes a whole lot more to create truly awesome, high-performing ads. If graphic design just isn't your thing, or you're too busy running your radio station, you can reach out to designers like on services like Fiverr.com to create the perfect clickable ads for you. But either way, be sure that your ads are not just simple logos, that they actually provoke some sort of call to action and value message. We want to keep your clients returning to you for more banner ads more often so they could advertise a whole lot more. Hey, I hope this episode has helped you. If it has, be sure to subscribe, leave a message and a review. We certainly do appreciate that. As always, you can reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online, making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Inspired by today's episode? Be sure you are subscribed and share this episode with a friend. Visit skyrocketradio.com/podcasts for more episodes as well as show notes for this episode. Need help starting or making your station website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.